Good morning, everyone. Let me present to you the module in physical education.
Do you want to know?
And I will also explain here how to answer the activities. So, let's start our discussion. So, this is now your PE module for the week 3. So, learning module physical education for the quarter 1 entitled Lifestyle and Weight Management. We have our content standards. The learner demonstrates understanding of lifestyle and weight management to promote community fitness. So we are going to discuss here the different types of lifestyle and the lifestyle that you should engage every day. We will also be aware on our weight, which is also very important and one of the factors in considering our health. Performance standards. The learner maintains an active lifestyle to influence the physical activity participation of the community. So we are going also to understand what do you mean by active lifestyle and why should we engage in an active lifestyle. The learner practices healthy eating habits that support an active lifestyle. So we will also discover what are the eating habits that we have been engaging every day. Is it healthy or not? So we are going to discuss that one. So let's start our discussion with a prayer. Let us pray. Prayer to Saint Cyprian, and Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. Good God, may we confess your name to the end. May we emerge unmarked and glorious from the traps and darkness of this world, as you have bound us together by charity and peace, and as together we have persevered under persecution, so we may in your heavenly kingdom. Amen. Okay. So lesson 1, we have here the coverage, lifestyle and weight management for community fitness, lifestyle and weight management, physical activity and eating habits. Okay, what to know in this PE module? In this phase, you will be provided with activities that will activate your prior knowledge as regards the lesson. From there, follow-up activities will be given to elicit your tentative understandings. As you go through the rest of the activities, misconceptions and alternative conceptions you have in mind will be clarified. Finally, your knowledge, considering its adequacy and relevance, will be assessed at the end of this phase. Okay, before going on to our discussion, you are going to answer this one. So in your module, this is part of the activity. We have the pre-assessment, part Q, or physical activity readiness questionnaire. So why do we need to answer this survey? Important. It's because it will determine your current or your current state of health. So we will also discover if you're eligible to undertake these activities that we are going to engage in. So for the modular, you can print this one, or you can screenshot, or you can edit this one on your phone and screenshot and send it to me. For the online, I have sent this one on the GenU, so you can answer there. So we have here the following questions. So, has your doctor ever said that you have a heart condition and that you should only do physical activity recommended by a doctor? Do you feel pain in your chest when you do physical activity? In the past month, have you had chest pain when you were not doing physical activity? Do you lose your balance because dizziness, or have you ever lost consciousness? Do you have a bone or joint problem, for example back pain or knee or on your hip, that could be made worse by a change in your physical activity? Is your doctor currently prescribing drugs for your heart condition? Do you know and should not do physical activity? Okay, so you're going to answer that one with a yes or no only. If you answered yes to any of these questions, majority of yes, talk with your doctor before you start engaging in physical activity. So tell your doctor about the PAR-Q and which questions you answered yes. So as of the moment, you can just assess it by yourself. If you have answered more yes, so you need not to engage on these activities. You can have only the static stretches. So we will discuss there the static and the dynamic ng mga activities. If you answered no to all PAR-Q questions, you can take start participating in physical activities. So you can execute the activities that I have required you. So we have here the warm-up exercises. So you will be introduced with several warm-up exercises which we will be performing before conducting any other physical activity in the course of your lessons in sports officiating. So we have here the following static stretching exercises: neck stretches, shoulder rotation, arm stretches, trunk stretches, toe touch, lunges, squats. So when we say static stretching exercises, you can just do this one without moving to other place or without moving that requires much energy. You can just do this one in a one place only. So you need not to run or walk. You can just do this one while you are sitting or while standing. So that is what we mean by static stretching exercises. You need not to move from one place to another. When we say dynamic stretching exercises, these are exercises that you need to move from one place to another. We have the jogging, the high knees, butt kicks, side shuffles, back pedals, cariokas, and jumping jacks. So in case you don't know this kind of stretching, I have already sent a video on our group page on how to do these stretches. So you can just go over on our group page and watch how will you do this one. So since it's very difficult for us to have a demonstration, so I just sent you a video. I hope you understand that one. So those are the warm-up exercises.
Do you want to know?
So we have here the illustrations of the static and dynamic stretching. So you have it there. So another activity, I also sent this one in the Genu for the online, and for the modular you can edit this one and take a screenshot, or you can take a picture. You can write it down and take a picture and send it to me in the messenger. Fitness assessment part 3, fill the blanks. Identify the missing component of physical fitness. Name of the fitness test in the first column and the respective scores generated by actually performing the indicated tests in the second column. So this is now the template. Okay, your age, your sex, whether you're male or female. Ignore the THR moderate activity and the THR vigorous activity. You're going to put your weight, so you have to obtain your weight and height so that you can fill it out. Ignore that classification. Okay, so we have here the physical fitness components and tests. So I think you have it already when you were in grade 8 and in grade 7. So for the number 1, we have the lower back and hamstring flexibility. You can have this one, the sit and reach. If you're familiar with the sit and reach, you're going to reach as far as you can while you are sitting, making your both legs making an angle. So for the number 2, shoulder and upper back flexibility, so you have that one, the zipper test, wherein you're going to reach your right arm with your left arm on the back and vice versa. So for the number 3, for the number 2, you can just have that one pass or fail. So for the number 1, to sit and reach, you're going to use a tape measure. Number 3, upper body strength, the push-ups, how many push-ups that you can do. Then abdominal strength, this is the curl-ups. You know that already. Shuttle run, so you're going to run 50 meters back and forth for 8 rounds. 8 rounds ka magbalik-balik. So from start to finish, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then 50 meters sprint. So you're going to record the seconds as well. In the shuttle run, you're going to record the seconds. Then the body composition, this is now your BMI, so we are going to discuss that one later. In 30-minute step test. So if you have a stair on your house or any place wherein there is an elevation, you can do the 30-minute step test. You know already. Okay, after you have recorded that one, you can refer on this table. Of course, to those what do you call this one? Those activity that doesn't need a measurement, the pass or fail only, so you can just write there pass or fail. So this is the target that you should be able to accomplish if you're this age from 15 to 21. So you have there, you should have this kind of, or you should attain this measurements, these standards to determine if you're fit. So let's start our discussion. What is lifestyle? What do you mean by lifestyle? Okay, lifestyle refers to the way a person or a group of people lives. According to the World Health Organization, lifestyle is a behavioral pattern of choices from alternatives that are available to people. These can be behavioral patterns and activities, attitudes, interests, opinions, and values. So it means it's your choice. This is how the way you live your life. So, if you're going to reflect on yourself, the way you live your life now, can you assess that you have a healthy lifestyle? Or you're not in a healthy lifestyle? A person or bad results, so you have your choices. When you choose to do regular exercise, and not necessarily regular, it's because of the things that we do, the other priorities that we have. But at least you engage in some sports or you move for a short period of time every day. Not just sitting around watching TV, surfing the net, and lying the whole day. It won't be that an active lifestyle. And observe proper nutrition. These become a part of your lifestyle which lead to good health. So you should also choose the food that you are going to eat and to avoid. On the other hand, if you choose to have 4 to 5 hours of sleep every day due to watching several hours of TV or spending most of your time on social media at night, this also becomes a habit and becomes part of your lifestyle. This will affect your health badly. Kapag late night talks pa, it won't be healthy for you. So, at the end of the day, i-ghost lang yapon ka ana, ay namuog, kuan ka ng dugay-tog. It's also advisable that you have to sleep at least 7 to 8 hours. You need to rest. What is weight management? Okay, it refers to a set of practices and behaviors that is necessary to keep one's weight at a healthful level. It is a long-term approach to healthy living and lifestyle. This includes a balanced and healthful eating combined with physical activities and exercises. Energy intake and energy use must also be balanced. So, maning carbohydrates. Carbohydrates is a source of energy that we have to use every day. Okay. Considering the weight of our muscles and our bones, one of the factors that contribute to our weight is the cholesterol or fat. This can be obtained or this can be consolidated from the food that we eat and the lifestyle that we have, which is not good, which will cause to some cardiovascular problems. Okay, weight is also a determinant to obtain if you are a healthy person. If you have a bigger body composition, that would be an evidence that you have engaging in an inactive lifestyle. But not all the time that we can say that the bigger body composition has an inactive lifestyle. There are also some types of person which has a bigger body composition but they are healthy. That is just the way their body bulge, their body shape. So in general, we can really deduce that when you have a bigger body composition, you have an inactive lifestyle. It's because you didn't use much of your energy in engaging into physical activities. One of the evidence manggod, if you have your smaller body composition of your, or you have a if you are physically fit, it means you have engaged into some activities, you have made use of your muscles. So once this activity that you are engaging is a vigorous, or it requires more energy, breathing, it requires effort, your fats or your cholesterols will be dissolved, or it will be converted into a muscle. So if you have observed some of the athletes, some of the bodybuilders, they have their tight muscles. It's because their fats or their muscles has been exercised, has been stretched all the time. So that is the reason why they have a fit body. So we have here the classifications of weight. underweight, the first one, it means that a person which less than the healthy range for his or her age, gender, and height. So, underweight, you are below average on the normal weight. Normal or healthy weight, it means that a person's weight is in healthy range for his or her age, gender, and height. So, na siya sa normal nga BMI. Overweight, it means that a person weighs more than the healthy range for his or her age, gender. Okay, it's no longer normal. And number 4, we have obese. It means that a person weighs much more than the healthy range for his or her age, gender, and height. How do we determine this different weight classification? We have this so-called BMI, or body mass index. So based on our body composition, we are going to determine our weight and height. We're going to calculate that one, and there are certain standards that will show if we are on the right range. So if that result shows that you have attained a healthy lifestyle, it means you are in the normal weight, or you have in the proper body mass index. Okay, we have here, to determine your weight classification or weight status, it is not enough that you measure your weight using a weighing scale. So just by determining your weight, that is only for your weight. You haven't determined yet your height. This weight status or a person can be determined using body mass index as a tool. So BMI is defined as a person's weight in kilograms divided by the square of his or her height in meters. So you have here the formula. 1. And we have here the range. So for adults, so we have it here. For the BMI, we have here less than 18.5, you are underweight. 18.5 or to 24.9, you are on a normal healthy weight. 25.0 to 29.9, you are overweight. 30 or higher, you are now obese. So start calculating your BMI. So you have there the formula already. Weight in kilograms ha, then i-divide na siya sa height in square meter. Then you have now your BMI. Let's go to the next one. Determinant of a healthy lifestyle. Waist circumference. So it means your waist, your hips. Another important information that you need to know is the waist circumference. Measuring the waist circumference is a good way of determining the visceral fats.
Do you want to know? Well,
Okay, another determinant in determining if you are healthy is the waist circumference. So, measuring this waist circumference is a good way of determining the visceral fats which contribute to greater risk of cardiovascular diseases and diabetes. So not all the time that we are going to consider that some of the individual having a bigger body composition, some of them are healthy, some of them are not, but most of the time they are not really healthy. It's because of the surrounding fats on their belly, on their hips. These are what we call visceral fats, which are caused by the cholesterol, the food that we eat, fat from fatty ng mga food. Okay, it can lead to cardiovascular diseases like heart attack, stroke, and diabetes. So we have here a waist circumference chart wherein we can determine if we are on the normal or not. So for the men, we have here different measurements for centimeter in inches. So for the high, if you have a greater than 100 nga centimeter. So you are in a high risk. So for the men, you are in higher risk if you have more than 40 inches, no, more than 90, greater than more than 19 centimeters, greater than 35 in inches. For the normal, if you have within the range of 100 for the centimeter, if you have 14 inches, for the women you have 19 centimeters and 35 in inches. For the low risk, you have in the range of less than 100 in centimeters, less than 40 in inches, women, and less than 35 in inches. Okay. What is the relationship between lifestyle and weight management? So lifestyle and weight management are interrelated. Why? It means that a person who observes a lifestyle which includes a balance of healthy eating and physical exercise may be able to manage a healthy weight status, of course. In weight management, it is essential to set a behavioral and mental pattern of changing the food intake and habits, as well as changes in physical activities and attitudes. Basically, lifestyle is an essential factor in managing one's weight. So of course, your lifestyle it is your choice. It is how the way you live. But accept the consequences. So these are behavioral and mental pattern. This is just only in ourselves. If we want to change the way we live, if we want to be healthy, then let's start now. Let's start from choosing and picking the proper food for our nutrition, the nutrition that we need. For example, if we need more vitamin C, so we eat more fruits which are rich in vitamin C or any other food. So let's not just rely on the medicines. Let's have the natural food that will provide the nutrition for in our body. So if you wanted to engage in physical activities, so start with small activities. For example, walking, jogging, until you go engage in sports later on. Okay, this is us Filipinos. So let's understand the way of living that we are engaging as Filipinos. Okay. What are some of the eating habits of Filipinos? So among Filipinos, eating is not just for sustaining oneself with energy needs, but also for having a strong cultural element like social communication with family, friends, and social groups. Of course, if na mga reunion, na dyan ay food. If na ay birthday, na dyan ay food, of course. Occasion with a reunion with your family or with your friends, there's always food. Even if you're just going to hang out, there's food. So food for the Filipinos is not just for sustaining energy, but also for socialization. Given our customs and traditions, the following are some eating habits that have been developed among Filipinos which may not be observed by other nationalities. Okay, let's go over. Okay. Filipinos now eat more than 3 times a day. 3 full meals, so we have the breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and 2 snacks. So we have the snacks for the morning session, and we have snacks for the afternoon session, but that's just not the case. We always eat whenever we wanted to eat. So imagine we have 5 times of session in eating, which is true. Filipinos eat a lot of rice, of course. This staple food is found in almost all Filipino meals. Even the pasta, even the noodles, even the canton, we always pair it with rice. We are really a natural rice eater. Our meal won't be complete unless if there is a rice. Filipinos are fond of eat all you can, of course, eating habit. Filipino homes usually cook more than necessary. So, if you have observed na some of the restaurant or some of the fast food chains, you have their eat all you can. So, of course, imagine, eat all you can. Then, Filipino homes usually cook more than necessary, of course. We always cook something or more for the next meal. And if may mga bahaw, so we ought to eat them. So, famous ng bahaw. Filipinos are great advocate of festivities, of course. We always have fiesta. Feasts are usually celebrated with so much food. Filipinos like to use condiments for dipping or sausawan. So, daghan ta mga different forms of sausawan. Ito mga toyo nga sagulan og kuan, kalamansi, sa panadira, toyo nga na ay ketchup, and all. Fried food is found more enjoyable to eat when dipped in condiments. So, mga fried chicken, mga bang prito, hilig taan na og sausawan. Okay. The question, does the eating habits of Filipinos satisfy the Philippine Nutrition Research Institute, or FNRI, of the Department of Science and Technology, or DOST, has come up with an illustration called Pingan Pinoy to serve as a guide for Filipinos in consuming the right amount of food in every meal. This visual guide will help you to adopt a healthy eating habit. Okay. Due to the natural way or the tradition that we have been through, so in order to find a solution to that, the DOST or the FNRI have come up with an idea to have a Pingang Pinoy which can sustain proper nutrition and habit, which will not deviate the custom or the what they call this one, the schedule of our eating, which we have 3 times a day meal plus 2 snacks. So it won't deteriorate or it won't affect the schedule of our eating, but it was indicated in this Pingang Pinoy the different food that we have to take in every meal, or the proper food that we are going to intake to avoid unhealthy eating habit. So we have here the Pingang Pinoy, okay, is basis showing a model of the right food group, so nutrient needs of Filipinos. So FNRI suggested a 1-day sample menu to guide us to healthful eating. Each meal contains a variety of food from the 3 food groups. The amount of water to be taken for a day is also included. So, even though we eat a lot every day, we still have the proportion of the nutrition that we are going to intake. So, we still follow the Go, Grow, and Glow. What is the nutritional status of the Filipino adult? The table below shows the result of the 8th National Nutrition Survey of the Food and Nutrition Research Institute on Filipino Adolescents. The survey was conducted from June 2013 to April 2014, covering all 17 regions of the country, 79 provinces, 45,047 households, and 172,323 individuals. So, we have here the prevalence of malnourished children from 10 to 19 years. So wasting, we have 12.4%, overweight 8.3%, and stunting 31.5%. So Morning stunted growth due to malnourishment. Dako kayong percent dyan. Trends in the prevalence of malnutrition among Filipino children 10 to 19 years old. So, you have it there, the different regions and the trends. Imagine. Asa man ang region 8, so there. So we have 5.6 percent ang malnourished sa atong region. Based on the result of the survey, almost 1/2 of Filipino adolescents are malnourished. That's why it is important for you to know the right food proportion to attain a healthy weight status. So when we say malnourished, it doesn't mean only on the underweight, but also the overweight. Non-communicable and lifestyle-related diseases. What are the risk factors for non-communicable and lifestyle-related diseases? Many people suffer from non-communicable and lifestyle-related diseases, which can be avoided and prevented. You have to know the risk factors causing such diseases. The first one we have here, the smoking. So cigarette smoking can harm the different organs of the body. It has dangerous effects. It causes cancer and heart diseases. They may lead to death. It also aggravates diseases like diabetes and tuberculosis. So if you have observed some of the Filipinos kay smokers jud, daghan yung mga magnigarilyo. So once you started this one, okay, just a warning to those who are in smoking and you are about to try smoking. Don't ever try that one. This is just also a form of addiction. Once you have started smoking, you can never or you cannot easily stop the habit of smoking. Because your body, once you relied on the habits of smoking, your body always find it comforting. Okay. The second one, we have the alcohol. So the same, it's also a form, but you just only drink moderately. Alcohol intake linked to numbers of diseases and injuries. It may lead to cancer of the mouth, esophagus, and liver. Drinking a lot over time or too much, stroke, and heart attack. So these are some of the risk factors that you have or that you might undergo if you engage in too much alcohol. Of course, physical inactivity. There are a lot of studies showing that physical activities had favorable health effects. Having an inactive lifestyle could lead to different acute disorders such as obesity, katong too much weight, and high blood pressure, which may result to other diseases such as diabetes, stroke, and heart attack. So, ang prevalence or the causes of this one is the screen time. So, something screen time. The time that we engage on the phones and the gadgets. So, we are much more entertained on this screen, on these gadgets, which lead to us on laziness. So, we ought to just sit around, lie around, and scroll up and down with our phones. So it can lead to physical inactivity. Unhealthy diet and nutrition. So the way you pick the food, which you disregard the nutrition that you might be taking. Whether it could put some nutrition in your body or it could put some harm on your body. Good nutrition could lead to a better health and should also be associated with physical activities. On the other hand, poor diet may lead to chronic diseases. So, with the combined selection of the food that you're going to eat, you have also to pair this one with a healthy or a regular exercise. So, with a combination of these two, you can attain a healthy lifestyle.
Do you want to know?
Okay, how can we prevent lifestyle diseases? let's discuss this one. To lessen the impact of non-communicable and lifestyle diseases on individuals and the society that is associated with these diseases, here are other things that you can do. So, of course, engage in regular exercise. It's a must. Eat a balanced diet. So when we say balanced diet, it means you have to regulate the amount of meat, the fatty food, oily food, anything that could cause cardiovascular diseases. So you have to minimize eating. Have a scheduled, get enough sleep and rest, so at least 8 and more hours of resting. Sustain the body with enough water, so 8 glasses a day, or you have to drink. Reduce stress, okay, quit smoking. Don't try to smoke if you haven't engaged in this activity yet. And assess your fitness level, so using the BMI. According to the Food and Nutrition Research Institute, or FNRI, people doing the following activities reduced at least 10% of their body weight and maintain it within a year. So imagine. This also resulted to a reduced risk of acquiring lifestyle and non-communicable diseases. Doing an hour of exercise a day. So if you can't attain an activity every day, it's because of your other priorities or you're busy with other things. Just do things that would require you to move. Or if you have your time, you can jog for at least mga 5 minutes a day. Or if you have your sports, so you can play basketball or anything that would require physical prowess, then rest na pag after. Then the next day na sad and at least regular. Engaging in a low calorie and low fat diet. So mga more on carbohydrates, mga fatty food, mga oily food. Not skipping breakfast. So breakfast is the most important meal of the day. It's because you are going to need your energy for the whole day. So your energy will be determined from the food that you have eaten during your breakfast. So your breakfast must contain a lot of carbohydrates for you to use the energy. Checking weight regularly. Okay, observing the same diet in weekdays and weekends. Okay, this is a logo of FNRI. Okay, let's have this one. What are some facts and myths about food and eating habits? So sometimes with limited knowledge about food and eating habits, we tend to believe some myths that oftentimes are not good to our health. Here are a few of these myths. So, kalat na kadyan yung mga storya, even though there are no evidence. So we have here some of the myths. Skipping meals may help you lose weight. This is bluff. Why? Those who skip breakfast will likely have higher body weights than those who regularly have breakfast. Nga naman, reason. Those who skip breakfast tend to be inactive because of lack of energy, and when they feel hungry, they are most likely to eat a lot. So, for example, it's your breakfast. It's because you rushed in to do something, or you have rushed to your to the school because you're getting be late. Then on the lunch, so for example on the breakfast, so the middle of the morning session, you have eaten snacks. So you have eaten let's say bread which is a higher which contains a higher amount of carbohydrates, which leads to weight gain. Okay, so you have eaten a snacks every hour because you're hungry. Then you have now to eat for your lunch. So for sure, for your lunch, you are going to eat a bunch of food to ease your hungriness. So in that way, you are going to gain a maximum amount of weight. So compared to having your breakfast in the morning, of course, in the morning ng breakfast, the energy that you will be using, the food that you have digested on your belly, will only be added with the regular amount that you're going to eat on the lunch. Kaya nga naman, busog na naman ka na makadaan. It means na naisod ang imong stomach. So, you skip your breakfast, then you have eaten every hour for your snacks, then ikaw na sad ka pag lunch. So, daghan lang napundo sa imong body nga carbohydrates. The second one, we have meat. Meat is the best source of protein. Of course, it's a myth. There are other food which are better sources of protein. So reason, protein-rich food like legumes, nuts, seeds, and other grains can supply us with the protein needed for a balanced diet. Fish. Mas sila yung mga source of protein. So do not rely on the meat alone. Fats are not good for your health. It's a myth. Why? There are healthy fats that are essential to good health and nutrition. So, dili tanan ni mga fats kay bad. So, reason, polyunsaturated and monosaturated fats that are found in vegetable oil help maintain a healthy cholesterol level. So, you have your good fats and bad fats. So, good fat, it helps to maintain your cholesterol level. It could also provide you enough heat in your body to fight freezing, coldness. Another myth, no carb diet after 6 p.m. will help you reduce weight. It's a myth. Why? Avoiding carbohydrate meals after 6 p.m. is subjective and not a reliable cutoff period. No health expert approved this method because there is no theory or research conducted to support such. So even if you're about to sleep na, you still have to take some food that contains carbohydrates. It's because while you are sleeping, even if you're not moving, your stomach is still digesting the food. Frozen vegetables are not as nutritious as fresh vegetables. Sometimes, frozen vegetables are more nutritious than fresh vegetables. Nga naman, na-preserve naman siya. Freezing retains the nutritional value of some vegetables freshly picked. So, dili siya matangtang yang pagka-fresh kung imo siyang isud sa ref. And in their freshest state. Fresh food that have been picked and transported and not frozen could possibly lose more nutrients due to mishandling. So, mga mabunog na ang mga food due to sa transporting. Okay, so those are the myths that we have always encountered. Okay, let's go to the health-related fitness. So there are two types of fitness. We have the skill-related fitness, which are the skills that you have gained throughout your fitness level. And we have also health-related fitness. So health-related fitness is the ability to achieve and maintain a physically healthy body. So the following are the components of health. So cardiovascular or cardiorespiratory fitness. So muscular strength. So when we say cardiovascular, this is more on the breathing. Muscular strength, this is the strength of your muscles, of course. Muscular endurance, so if you can be able to endure the difficulty, if you can endure, so if you have maintained, or if you are able to maintain or endure that weight or specific activity within a period of time, it means you have your muscular endurance already. Then flexibility, so the elasticity of your body. Then body composition, so your body form, body shape. Okay, so you have it there. Cardiovascular endurance, mga mile pacers. So for example, if you're a runner, if you can withstand for a long period of time jogging around. Muscular endurance, so flex arm hang, push up, curl up. Muscular strength, bench press, squat, bicep curl. Flexibility, so sit and reach, shoulder flexibility. Body composition, manang imong. Okay, let's explain it better. Cardiovascular endurance, it is also known as cardiorespiratory endurance. It is the ability of the heart, lungs, and blood vessels to supply oxygen to working muscles and tissues, and the ability of those muscles and tissues to utilize also means the use of muscles repeatedly without experiencing fatigue, that the tissues to utilize the oxygen delivered. So it doesn't just merely breathing on the process of exchanging the gases. It is also on how you are going to maintain your oxygen level. So even if you have what they call this one, a lot of experience already in moving or running for a longer period of time, if you are not what they call this one, developing your way of activity. So that is one of the consideration for this endurance. Flexibility, it refers to the ability of the joints to move through a full range of motion. So you can flex your body, you can bend your body well. Agility, it is the ability to move quickly and easily. So this is a skill related fitness in agility. Okay, I think that's all. So let's have the activity 1 for the weight management. So BMI, if you're going to compute your BMI. So how are you going to compute your BMI? So you have already the formula on the previous page. Okay, for the modular, you're going to just edit in this file, or you can just write this one in a piece of paper, then submit it to me. Take a picture of it. So the formula of BMI is we have weight in kilogram divided by height in meter square. Okay, so for the waist circumference, so you're going to use tape measure. So find the tape measure, then measure your waist. You have that measurement there, the centimeters and in inches. Okay, so those are the two activities for this module. So GenU, for the online learners, I also encoded this one on the GenU. So you have your quiz, true or false.
Do you want to know?